What just happened? Did y'all catch the UFC 210 early weigh-ins from Buffalo? Because if you didn't, you missed out on some prime time MMA chaos, which is, in my opinion, the best kind of chaos in all the universe. So, headliners Daniel Cormier, the UFC light heavyweight champion, and Anthony Rumble Johnson, the challenger, were the last two fighters to weigh in during the 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. early weigh-in window. Now, Cormier takes the scale at about 10:55 a.m. There's about 5 minutes left for these guys to weigh in. Johnson still hasn't gone, mind you, so Cormier takes the scale first. 206.2. 1.2 pounds over the 205-pound limit for a UFC light heavyweight title fight. Cormier missed weight. And when a championship fighter misses weight, of course, it's no longer a title fight. Title no longer on the line. So, Cormier goes backstage, and in a miraculous twist, comes right back out about 45 seconds later and makes 205.0 on the dot. So he lost 1.2 pounds in 45 seconds, which is some kind of medical miracle. I mean, we need to get Guinness Book of World Records up in Buffalo and check that out and see what Cormier did, because I'm pretty sure he just pulled off the impossible. However, video shows Cormier kind of clutching that UFC towel that he was using to cover up, because mind you, Cormier's stripped naked to make weight. He needs every ounce off him that he can. So he's naked on the scale, got a towel covering him. Towel's stretched pretty tight, and Cormier's got his little hands up there, maybe pushing down on the towel. And if y'all have a scale at home, try it. Step on your scale, and then put your hand on something, a countertop, the wall, lean on the wall a little, a desk, whatever you got near you. Lean on it a little, and you'll watch that needle drop. It's really, really easy to take a pound off your weight by leaning on something. So, Phil Baroni, the New York badass, chimed in on Twitter, which we love Baroni over at FloCombat. He chimed in with saying the oldest trick in the book with a crying emoji, crying, laughing emoji eyes. So, it's something that fighters know about. It is, like Phil Baroni said, the oldest trick in the book. It's something they know they can do. And if Cormier did that, it is certainly a bad look. Now, the New York State Athletic Commission denied it. I haven't heard anything from Cormier or his team yet, but I'm sure they're going to deny it as well. It's a bad look. But now, the fun does not stop there, because Anthony Johnson still has to weigh in. And this is a guy who's had a checkered history cutting weight. Of course, that was when he was at welterweight and once at middleweight. Since he's been at light heavyweight, he's been pretty good. But when you wait until there's a minute left on the clock, we're going to get suspicious. So he comes out 203.8, way under the 205-pound limit. He's 1.2 pounds under, which just so happens to be the exact amount that Cormier missed by the first time. So even if there's no conspiracy there, I'm calling Illuminati confirmed, because that just looks weird. 1.2 pounds, come on, you've got a digital scale that can read to the 10th, and they both missed by the same exact to the 10th number. Well, not missed. Cormier missed. Johnson was under by that amount. So now you've got people thinking the scale was recalibrated or something like that. And I mean, I don't think that happened. If it's my personal opinion, it looked like DC was pushing on the towel, and that's what I'm saying happened. But boy, that looks sketchy whenever it's 1.2 pounds over for DC, and then he's good, 205 on the dot the second time, and then Rumble comes in and is 1.2 under. It's a funny coincidence, if nothing else. But, of course, in MMA, the chaos can't stop there. So, while all this is going on and we're trying to figure out exactly what happened with DC and Rumble and that whole Towgate, Pearl Gonzalez, debuting UFC strawweight from Chicago, gets pulled from the card. She was on the pay-per-view portion as well. A pretty high-profile fight for that UFC strawweight division. She gets pulled from the card. Now, she weighed in at 116 on the dot earlier, which for a strawweight non-title fight, a 1 pound allowance is good. So that's 1 pound over 115, 116, totally good to go. But she's pulled from the card because she has breast implants. And according to the New York State Athletic Commission, women fighting with breast implants cannot compete due to fear of rupture. Now, the official legislator says boxers. I'm assuming that carries over to other combat sports such as MMA. But what's ultra crazy about that is that why would you wait until Friday after she weighed in to let her know that? Couldn't that have been known a little earlier and saved her all the trouble? Furthermore, shouldn't her and her manager have known that? I mean, you shouldn't be fighting in New York if you know you can't, and it's going to get nixed at the last second. But ultimately, I feel it's a little unfair to her and her opponent both to have it happen at the last second like this. And, a lot of people on Twitter are saying the same thing, which is immediately where my brain went to. Miesha Tate just fought at UFC 205 in Madison Square Garden in New York, And I've never seen it confirmed anywhere. A lot of people seem to think she has breast implants as well. So Misha, if you don't, I'm sorry that I even suggested this, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of everybody else on Twitter that suggested it. We're sorry. However, it is widely accepted that Misha Tate also has breast implants. So that's just weird. It's inconsistent. The New York State Athletic Commission definitely found themselves in some hot water this morning in Buffalo, making a somewhat lackluster UFC 210 card really interesting. So if y'all tuned in Friday, I hope you enjoyed the show. Let me know what you think. What do you think about DC? What do you think about the scale, the 1.2 pounds above and below? What do you think about that? What do you think about Pearl Gonzalez? Let me know. Let us know at FloCombat or just at Hunter A. Homistek for myself. You can hit the big glow up directly, but I look forward to hearing from you.